A few days ago, I shared a post that was one simple sentence. Sometimes you just need to press pause. That was it. That was the post. Because in that moment, when my fingers were on the keyboard, I realized that I was just talking to myself. It was a week, to say the least. Lots of changes. Relationships, technology, work, play, you name it. I felt like it was all being tossed my way in a short period of time. So maybe there was a part of me that was looking to see if I was alone in the battle. Clearly, I was not. I know this because it wasn't long before I witnessed a lot of activity. Some of that was coming from you. The comments, the likes, the DMs, the PMs, the emails, not to see how I was doing, but rather to say, oh, yeah, Hil, me too. Which is a really good reminder that there's not only power in the pause, but power in numbers as well. Look, I would love to blame Mercury retrograde for everything that is off kilter, but to be honest, you and I play a role in how information is being processed. The frequencies, the energies, the vibrations, the feelings, the emotions, the responses, and yes, the reactions. So I'm going to say it again. Sometimes you just need to press pause. And here's why. The pause is what gives you time to take a step back and think about whatever it is that's really throwing you off a bit. Maybe tweak some things that you didn't see in the moment or even in the movement. Because it's basically an opportunity to reassess your wants, your needs, and even your goals. And that could mean that you come to the realization that you liked it the way it was. You don't have to change anything. It doesn't have to be different. But without contrast of what it was, what it is, what it could be, how would you even know? The beauty is you choose to choose. And whatever you choose, well, it may seem a little rough if you're in total go, go, go mode. Because you forgot to tell yourself to switch gears. You're basically saying to your intuition, your gut, your guidance, that inner knowing to catch up with you. When really the one who didn't get the memo to slow it down is yourself. You know what though? It's okay. It's okay. One of my favorite quotes that comes from one of my favorite books, and it might be yours as well, is from A New Earth by Eckart Tolle. And it's where he says, life will give you whatever experience is most helpful for the evolution of your consciousness. How do you know that this is the experience you need? Because this is the experience that you are having at that moment. And I imagine with that moment comes awareness, because that's the first step to any change, even if there's no change at all. When you slow down for just a second, you hear better, you process better, and you feel better. So as Self-Care Awareness Month continues, the message this week is a simple one. Pause. And while you're there, enjoy the moment. Ask the questions. The answers come so much easier when you are not full speed ahead. Trust me, I get it. And by the way, if you want more actionable steps for self-care, I actually shared 30 of my favorites on episode 95. And if you've already given it a listen, let me know your favorites or share a few of your own. I love hearing from you. And as for enjoying the moment, I know one thing. That awareness that has created a greater understanding of all those shifts that have been tossed my way. So I thought about this for a second, and I want to do something with you, for you. I'm giving you a challenge for this week. Even if it's just for a moment or just for a pause, I want to know how it goes for you when you pause. And then I want you to share it with me. What kind of clarity comes to you? What doors may open where there were once walls? What have you created? Or better yet, how does it feel to release the reins a little bit and be present in what I love to call the perfect now? that place where you just are, the being instead of the doing. So go ahead and tell me. You can leave it on a review on Apple Podcasts or a comment on YouTube if you're watching there, or send me a message on Instagram at Hilary Russo, or even drop me an email on the podcast page. I just want to know, and I bet others do too. And if for some reason you are still struggling to slow it down, or you need some guidance, you know I'm here to hug it out with you. So reach out, because holistically speaking, connection is what leads to creativity. And perhaps a chance to let someone else see parts of you that you don't see in yourself, at least in that moment. So be vulnerable, be courageous, and most importantly, just be. And I'm going to take it one step further. Pass this episode along to someone who may need to pause as well. I imagine if this has touched, moved, and inspired you in any way, paying it forward will make a difference for someone else. In fact, just talking through this with you right now, I've even learned a thing or two, I have to say. So thanks for showing up, for listening, for pausing, and as always, be kind to your mind. And don't forget to laugh.